your skin, the water you drink, the carcinogens, the genetically modified food, all this stuff that just like swarms your interface and basically crashes it, as we're now learning, but also changes you, changes the person that you are. So this is a multi-part poem, hopefully be kind of fun to listen to. It's kind of like has all this noise rushing in, and it's supposed to create that effect on you, the listener. And the first note that of every poem is going to start with this high, weird note, and it's kind of like this voodoo sound, and the idea is like, that's the spirit. A spirit coming to me, so I can bring it to you. And this poem is called King Prion, and it's named, that prion is the kind of disease that like mad cow and scrapie, which is the sheep version of mad cow, and you know, minks can also get mad cow. Like all the good animals get mad cow, including humans. So that's what the prion is. It comes in and messes up your protein so that they all flip out and misbehave too. It's contagious by imitation. Here we go. I haven't done this in a while. Woo. King Prion. Laid an array of pixels, fat, simulated proteins. Looks just like nutrition, acts just like an avatar. I just wanted to give my body to a net of guarine, ginkgo biloba, azatine, melamine, campylobacter, phylactonicotine, which hung like neuron nectars in the cell net of Vatic cough drop hairball tells the future of neural center, where those straight lines hop just like a hairline fracture on a bender, jumps a Mulholland retaining wall and crashes the crinkled veil of food for thought. Fruit for monkeys in a barrel, 1 fruit per monkey for a total of 47 monkey days at a clip. I could go home and feed the baby milk of it. And that man is a mouth, chased by ghosts, ran the rain-sick hairpin off a cliff in... And now I pause to remember how art was a silver paper molded to the ceiling, where you cut your hair for your rebirth as Fata Androgiana, the scissors sister who slits where she goes into, cuts as she cuts. But this machine makes its need louder and invites me into its duct. Unlike the baby sleeping on the other edge of power, eyes rolled, mouth rolled shut round power's earthly sinks and shunts. King Prion, crept up a knife blade ladder on spectator shoes or gladiator sandals, cut to the glut, Fata Androgiana, to the fat of the matter. You cupped yourself to the sickle cell table. There's a drug for that, and its name is traced on ice. With the triple toe Lutz boot black blade handle, Dorothy Hamill hack blocks for the track sail. Second tide, sword tied to the second hand, the glabrous torso pouring bile, and tied to the saddle makes the failing world go round in battle on horse legs. Bone chip tip-top novel. I live in a star house built for denial, hygienists in Scarsdale, a case of adolescent sarcoma. It has 6 dental points, despite the 5 on my papers, despite the Nazi hinges singeing yours. Those black arms swing like a crazy cat clock, point everywhere. I'm an artist, so like a broken clock, I never have had to repeat myself. King Prion, who used to haunt the lobby while you stood there in your Capezios, white-ankled as anything tied to the spit, playing the boy Isaac to anybody's daddy Abby. Was that Latin and who's that beggar French? His hat blade cut the murk above his antibody. His switch hand switched like a cat. I call that man lucky who, sitting next to you in the afterglade, goddess dragged the lad over the river, him, her, then dragged the river over that. We dragged the river for his alley marrow. His tender cock leapt up like a robin in spring, where the cord snuck up to the shutter like medical tubing. You thought you could death on your own terms, do the reverse frog, the Maria Montez, like a negative bullet blank, or credit card balance nice. Try hot shot, King Prion, King Prion, King. wore a highbrow eyebrow, pencil skirt, and smile, and bent over the medical suite table in San Diego, wholly martyred from the bottom to the top. Listened to the transistor head like a holy roller, leapt analog into the brain's manifolded panty waist ladder rattle. Was it for this, Fata Androgiana, that you wet your blade to the whetstone, rolled in time's big haystack of needles? I'll trade you the spindly future, cell failure in the oracular canal and oracular chamber, for a quantity of hamburger right now, hot and mashed like a tissue in the pocket, a remastered card in the second gut. How I love a little pick and roll on the side. On the distaff side, Death's issue casts his bolt from blue to the brain like a bolt in the brain. King Prion, who wore that morning's livery, slippery, made a loop of the loop, a jeweler, happiest toddler on the block. And when he looked closer, the red cell debucketed, spilt guts. Like a haskell spent or a hen bent over eggs in the nest of complexity, easy's over. A chopping or an auction block, a chopping list. What complexity could crack and flow like this and make a motion studyable at MIT? Reproduction in 3D. If you need me, I'll just be standing outside for a sec in media ab ovum, like a kid just studying hump and dump. I didn't know you had to study that stuff. Oval is the shape of the egg, pierced, blown, and strung up before the horse. The cart before the horse before the chicken bucket. Batter me. That's no way to go to the dump, to dump the contents, pump the trumped up sludge like chum pump action, lamp chain or chain gang, dead key on another fucking keyboard or lanyard, chomp it in the mouth of the dove, in the mouth of the champ of the chump. King Prion, had a brain for sin and a body for numbers. While I sunk number after number into the slain crowd, like lawn darts or a numb raft on the party circuit in a gown slit or high like a ribbon of moonlight. The moon that breaks the cloud bank splits the brow with a number one bullet point ball peen open-faced, which asunder cannot e'er be shut, but must needs each 24-hour be driven through. A chute full of cows shoots the moon, puts the zwei in death's ein dry. Without insight, the cow's eye goes thick in its socket as a lover's sigh on the lagoon, as a lover